What's going on? It's been a busy week, man. They done shot another black man.
Yep.
We got some
Paralyze him.
Paralyzed him.
Paralyze him.
Did you see the video, man? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw the video. It was ridiculous. Same old story. I feel like I don't know. I feel like when they keep putting all these videos out here, though, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason that these videos are coming out.
Yeah, it gotta be for a reason, bro. And all this in the midst of the whole George Floyd thing. Everybody know what's going on in the world. Corona slowed back down.
Right.
You don't hear it as much. You hear it, you don't hear it as much, and then now the loop starts all over again. A black man getting killed, protesters, and then you got the other white boy, the white man that they calling the kid, the predator, the thug that killed two people.
Exactly.
And that's all you see right now. So it's almost like a distraction. But as far as how I feel as the cop shooting, that shit was ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't have no weapon in his hand. He don't have nothing. Now, granted, I understand if you feel like, he could be going to the car to go grab something, right. But that's why you got a taser. That's why it's 2-3 other officers out there. You got a taser. You could have tripped him. You could have grabbed. You could have did anything.
My thing is that,
and then you shoot him up close and in person. That was definitely
7 times in the back. Like, how scared are you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
The cops don't never ever use their tasers or they batons or
they use
nothing
it. They
else.
Pick and choose who they want to use it on.
They don't use it with us.
There you have
It's
it.
straight guns coming out. They coming up to your car with a gun out.
Yeah.
They bypass.
They either got
their
gun. They use. They typically they use sometimes. I done got pulled over typically when the car's still rolling. They swung the door open already, and they usually had a gun out already. And then typically some of them had a gun, had a hand on
absolutely
on a holster.
Yeah.
Some like to claim that that's a more comfortable place to rest their hand. That's all BS.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? When they pull us over, they ready for action.
Off top. By the time they walk up to your
and
door,
they agitating you on purpose to get something going.
Yeah, that's what
they do.
Especially if you got a female with you.
Yeah.
If you got a female with you in the car, they're gonna try to emasculate you.
Yeah.
And you gotta play the role. Okay, do I want to go through this right now? Or do I want to play the tough guy? It's a whole lot of stuff.
That's why I don't do no talking. Whatever you ask me, it's all of my answer.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Yep. You been drinking? Nope.
Yeah, it's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk
about. On probation or parole, no.
Yeah, that's it. How can I help you, sir?
Where you going?
Man.
Home.
But to get shot 7 times in the back, my thing is like, as a black man, right? If we driving and the police get behind us, we got to make like life decisions. For a speeding ticket, you could just be driving, trying to get to the crib. The police get behind you.
Yeah.
And they seeking for you to turn over, right? It's like you got to go through all this in your mind. Was he gonna be tripping? If I go to court, I'm gonna lose in court. I know I'm gonna lose in court. It's me against the police. If they put me in the back of the paddy wagon, they can kill me like they did. What was it, Sandra Bland, right? Then they.
She was They took her. She died and she came up dead in the precinct.
In the precinct.
At the actual jail.
So you can take me to the jail and kill me in the jail and nothing's gonna happen to me.
Right.
You can kick in my door and kill my wife and nothing's gonna happen to you.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. So it's like, damn, when you out here dealing with a beast like that, and you trying to do the right thing, and these are supposed to be the people enforcing the right thing. It's like, what do you do, man? It's like it's like a mind fuck. It's like, damn, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to do right, but I could be doing right, and in their facilities they can kill me and nothing to happen. We could be on the side of the road. He can shoot me. Nothing to happen.
Well, as far as what I feel we could do, nothing. Just proceed with caution. I feel like at this point, it's issues that they need to fix on their end, and we need to get on their ass about it.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
But how do they fix it if a whole population of people don't see it as a problem? Because the police don't operate for white folks like they operate for us.
Man, look.
So how do you change it if it's a whole nation of people saying the police are the greatest? And I'm not telling nobody, we're not inciting anything or telling nobody to go do nothing, but if that start happening to the police, then what? You think they gonna think twice about the next time that happen? Every time you do something to somebody innocent, I'm not even gonna say innocent. Anytime you do something like that to somebody unarmed, you're gonna have a problem. But see, what typically happens is when you look at like the bombings, when they bomb Black Wall Street and all that,
Yeah.
and you look at the newspaper clippings and the articles and things like that, when they started slaughtering black folks,
Yeah.
the black folks just started defending themselves. We've never gone out in mobs messing with white folks. We not even doing that. We just be trying to do our own thing.
Yeah, but today a new day.
Oh, it's changed up. It's changed up.
Keep shooting unarmed black men. Every time we going to every police station, tearing your police station up.
It's a fact.
Something got to happen.
Something's gonna happen, man. Because it's like, and again, we're not inciting anything, but again, going back to that Tulsa thing, if you look at the newspaper clippings, they were outraged that black folks started defending themselves. They said they had the audacity to start shooting back at us.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Y'all come in and you shooting at my wife and my kids, you blowing stuff up, and they said they have the audacity to shoot back at us. These are the police talking.
They been getting they shoot back in St. Louis too. I know that for a fact.
Man.
Yeah, they shoot back. But you see, perfect segue. Now, the NBA did what you suggested.
Right, but now, right, they did that.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, what's your take on that? Is it all smoke and mirrors? Is it all BS? Because they had a meeting with Jordan.
Right.
Jordan is the liaison. I guess he's the mediator between the players and the owners and all of that.
Yeah.
Of course, you know what he suggested.
What did Jordan say? You know Jordan about that paper.
He suggests that they continue the season because
paper.
They only got a platform. That's the only way that they can speak out on their platform. No, bro. Jordan is. I'm not.
That's your boy right there, man.
Look, I wear Jordan shoes all day long, but this nigga better slow down for the whole hood. Yeah, it's gonna get ugly because if it get ugly for Jordan, it's gonna get ugly for Nike.
It is. It's gonna get ugly for everybody.
Jordan, you better watch what you saying. You better watch. I think you need to stay your rich ass up out of this.
And this
mind your business, homie. Don't mix your old rhetoric with these new young. Because if LeBron want to do it,
yeah,
let LeBron do what he gonna do. Because I read that you already had a few teams that voted not to cancel the whole season. And the Lakers was one of them.
Namely, the only two teams that had the most to lose, the Lakers and the Clippers, only voted to stop the season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, listen, these players know what's going on. They know what time it is. My thing is, they keep shooting and killing black folks. The people that are shooting and killing black folks are going home and watching basketball.
Yeah. They going home watching basketball. They going to jail and getting out on bail.
You see what I'm saying? These cops are going home with their families and turning on LeBron James and watching basketball.
Right.
And these players is feeling like I said, it ain't no time to be entertaining nobody. Like, it ain't time for that. And for the Lakers and the Clippers, the two best teams in the league right now, to say, listen, man, we willing to pull it down. Come on, man. Like, it ain't time for that.
Now, what if they go back and play? This was all for nothing. It was all garbage. It was all
bullshit.
Now, let me ask this, though, because see, now.
It was Nick. I got to come up with a noun for this. For somebody standing up and acting like they gonna be solid and then tucking their tail. We saw one of the homies do that a couple weeks ago on a national platform. You stood out, and you stood tall, and then you tucked your tail. So it's like we got to come up with a name for this. You
think now that I'm looking back at it and going and watching what's going on? Well, yeah, okay, that's different, but
I just got a list of the things. So my thing is, if you're gonna sit out a game, if you're gonna protest, we gotta have some ask. We gotta have some type of demands. Like before we start this back up, before we get back to playing basketball, let's put some pressure on some people in positions that write policy. Let's put some pressure on some of these politicians. Let's make some change. Let's actually do something before we start dribbling this basketball again. If we're talking Breonna Taylor, okay, boom, let's pull up to Kentucky. What can we do? If we're talking about in Wisconsin, like let's get some things settled before we start playing basketball. Right? That was my thing, okay? So we get word that the NBA is going to be starting back up without any type of conclusion. So I get a text about what the players want. And let's see here. The players are asking for, let's see here. Who's that?
I'm not sure. Look like Kevin. Yeah.
Let's see what the players want. Okay, the players want to establish social coalition featuring reps from players, coaches, and governors. They want to convert team arenas into voting locations for 2020 general election and they want to create advertising spots in playoff games that promote civic engagement in local and national elections. That's what they asked for. So before we start back up, this is what the players asked for.
Is that what they asked for, or is that what they had somebody else write up and ask for?
This is
Because
the
if that,
commitments from
but
the players.
where is that? What's the source on that?
That is, if we go to Bleacher Report, the
Okay.
NBA Bleacher Report.
And that's what the act is supposed to be. This is why they.
So they're saying, listen, before we start playing basketball again, before we start it up, we need all of these things to happen. And I guess this is the agreement that they came to when they had the players meeting. And they're starting it back up. And my thing was, how you come to a conclusion within 24 hours?
First of all of them those acts sound like some straight BS.
One more time for you, just in case you didn't catch it.
I got it right here, right?
Okay.
Establish a social justice coalition featuring reps from players, coaches, and governors. What is it? What you want to? What are they supposed to do? And with this coalition, they supposed to come to some understanding about the social injustices that we go through for blacks, or what is this supposed to be doing?
A social justice coalition. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Maybe they're saying they're gonna have spokespeople from players to executives and all this in this group to speak out about social injustice. I'm not sure.
And then
I don't know.
convert team arenas into voting polls?
So what I think with the voting polls, now we know it's a lot of voter suppression in Georgia. You know, they shutting stuff down and stuff. So I guess they're saying, well, look, if they're taking the mailboxes and they're shutting voter locations down, every major city has one of these arenas, right? Staples Center, Oakland got their arena. Everybody got an arena. So they're saying, look, let's make our arenas places where people could come vote. That could be a solution to the problem, to the voter suppression. But I see what you're saying. And for that ask, okay, what's the next one?
That's bullshit. Create advertising spots in playoff games that promote civic engagement in local, national elections.
Create advertisement in playoff games that create civic engagement.
In local and national elections.
So they basically want us saying people we need NBA ads telling people that they need to vote. And they need to get
exactly, and get into the local. That's what it sounds like to me to get Trump out. But
Exactly.
this last act, from what I'm reading, it's the same. They want to get everybody involved in voting, especially in voting locally, because that's where I really feel like it really count at.
Absolutely.
But they basically asking for advertisement spots for that. So I'm like, I don't. So wait, so a man gets shot and this the axe?
Yeah, seems like. I mean, granted, it's a good effort, but none of these asks address any of the reasons like that we talking about.
Well, what would you ask?
My first ask would be, before everything has been, now we got Jacob Blake, but before Jacob Blake, it was Breonna Taylor.
Okay.
Before Breonna Taylor, if we take it back 4 years, and we're not even talking, literal death, we're talking Colin Kaepernick. It was Colin Kaepernick, right? So I feel like before we start playing basketball, if we still got people protesting, we got billboards about Breonna Taylor, we need to sit down with the district attorney, the black guy in Kentucky that refuses to prosecute the cops that was involved with Breonna Taylor. I have a friend who's a lawyer and actually lives in Kentucky. Shout to Ace, and he said it's unlikely that the officers will be charged based on how the law is set up. Right. If that's the case, I think that the district attorney in Kentucky needs to explain that. He needs to. There needs to be a conversation had. If the people from that killed Breonna Taylor can't be prosecuted, somebody has to be held accountable, right? Somebody has to be held accountable for that. And if nobody can be held accountable for that due to law, then that needs to be explained. People need to understand what's going on.
Right.
That needs to happen. They need to sit this brother down in the hot seat, and you need to answer some questions. Whether you're going with CNN or whoever you want to sit down with, Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon, Lisa Rye, you want to come to Peace and Love podcast, however you want to do it.
But how would that? Okay, so they had that conversation, but how would that conversation prevent more Breonna Taylors and more? What? That's what
So exactly. So what I do know, and I got to do some more research. There's been a law put into place in Kentucky, like a Breonna Taylor law, that prevents cops from doing no-knock warrants.
Okay.
That prevents you from just coming in somebody's house without a warrant and just handling business, because they do that consistently.
So we should be asking for a change in policy.
Exactly. My thing is, we need to address the people accountable, and then we need to address the policy so that they can't do that anymore.
Right.
And it needs to be something set up to where, like, as a cop, you can do something as a cop and, get a slap on the wrist. You can lose your job. You can go somewhere else and be a cop.
And go be a cop again. You can get fired.
You could get fired.
Where in America you can do that?
You can't even do it. What job can you do that? If you work at Foot Locker and you steal some shoes, you can't go to the next Foot Locker.
That's one corporation. I guess each station or each area has their own everything.
But check, if you a bad cop out here, you ain't gonna be a bad cop out there.
They should be checking your record.
I feel like it should be a license.
It's
like your driver's license, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you mess up,
they take regardless
take
of where you go.
And you can't work as a cop no more. It's like you should be able to have a license to have a gun. If you can kill people every day, if you have a license to kill, that should be able to be revoked. If you are a bad cop, there should be different standards. Where obviously the standards for becoming a cop obviously isn't good.
Right.
It's not strict enough. So there has to be a license in place. If you mess up, you take your license, and you can't be a cop. You can't carry a gun. Like, if you think about it, bro, these people can wake up every day and kill people.
Yeah.
And get away with it.
Yep.
They can kick in the dope house, steal out of dope. They can do whatever they want to do. They can rape the prostitutes.
Yeah.
They can do what they want to do, and they be out here doing it. You feel me? They do that.
And really get away with it.
And get away with it. So it shouldn't be like that. And we've been saying this for years, but it should be something in place, like a license or something. Like
it should be a change. It should be a change in policy.
It needs to be a change in policy.
But I feel like what has to happen is every state. So that's what messed everything up. You can do this in this state, but you can't do it over here. Mm-hmm. You can do this over there, but you can't do it over here.
Exactly.
You can do the stand your ground law over here, but if you in California, you can't.
Exactly.
I feel like it got to be something effective across all 50 states.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to make a Breonna Taylor law, make that for the country.
Yeah.
You can't go in nobody's house and do that.
Exactly. That's
you know what I'm saying?
And why would you want to do that?
Right.
Like, come on, man. My thing is that if we need to go through the police files. Have they ever mistakenly kicking in some white folks' doors and shot some folks?
I mean, I'm sure they have.
I want to see. I don't believe it.
I mean, look, they've killed white people before. I'm sure they have. But the whole issue is we get killed and locked up and incarcerated at disproportionate numbers.
Right.
So, because quote unquote, according to, statistics or, census or whatever, they are the majority.
Right.
So, of course,
it happens to them also.
But why is it that if we're the minority, why is there more of us in jail, incarcerated? That's the issue.
Exactly. The numbers are messed up.
The numbers is all the way out of whack. Mm-hmm. So that's what, to me, in my opinion, that's where I feel like we are the target. It's already set up for that. It started off black and white. It started off all white. We built this whole thing.
Right. True.
You think come on, man? Why? Who else gonna be the target?
It's nuts, man. So,
you know what I'm saying?
But man, back. I mean, so it looks like we're gonna be getting the NBA again this weekend. Right. I think it's admirable for the brothers to like take a stand and say we gonna boycott it, but now for them just to be backpedaling and to go back to playing, it just looked like I saw this tweet from a guy who's a UFC fighter, and these white folks, they love the flag, and they love the military, and they love the police, and they was like, oh, you think that was cool? You guys set out a game, try doing the hardest job in America, which is being a cop. So they look at cops as heroes. They look at police officers as these heroes that fight crime, like superheroes or something. And it's like, your relationship with the cops is completely different.
First of all, they knew the job was dangerous when they signed up for it. Secondly, I don't agree with that being the most dangerous job, period.
I don't think so either.
Listen to me. The reason why I don't, because majority, 80% of the time, they're not there when the crime happens.
They're never there.
There is no criminal that picks to wait until the police come to commit the crime.
Right.
If that's the case, they would have got Tekashi already.
Exactly.
Nobody's waiting. Nobody does nothing in front of the cops about time the police come. It's over with.
It's over with.
They come in to take a report and that's it.
And typically, the police get all the information. I know you watch First 48. They get information from you. They interviewing
all
you.
the snitches.
They don't have nothing.
Nothing.
They don't
do
be having
nothing.
They
man.
come and they, hey, what's going on? Let us know something.
If they was that good, then the crime rate in Chicago wouldn't be like it is right now.
Man, come on.
You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be so many people getting shot and killed out here too.
But I guarantee if this violence was in the suburbs where their kids was, it would be stopped.
They gonna stop it.
That's
You heard
right.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden said they don't want none of that over there in their neighborhood around their kids and their family members. He said that. What's that? 92, 93, bro.
Yeah, I know.
He already said it.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's how they really feel.
And if you look at Trump is running on fear. He's telling these people, listen, if y'all pick the Democrats, they're gonna have Section 8 housing in your neighborhoods. It's gonna be poor people down the street. It's gonna be bad.
Listen, man, check this out.
You gotta see how the divisiveness
That
is going
sounds stupid. It's already Section 8 in certain areas.
on. Yeah.
The owner pick and choose if they wanted to accept Section 8 in their building.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? We got homeless. The homelessness is the biggest issue right now anyway.
Yeah.
Not the biggest, but one of the biggest issues on the streets in L.A.
Absolutely. And you seeing it increase now.
Increase.
Yeah.
It's in areas that you wouldn't think. It's already there. So while you the President Trump, you ain't even tried to fix that anyway. So what are you talking about?
Man, they don't think. But see, folks like that don't see poor people. They don't see people on the lower. They don't see nothing beneath them, man. They don't understand it, bro.
I don't think they don't care. They don't care.
Trump ain't never probably been hungry before, man.
This nigga said Trump. He done been hungry before. He just got money to go eat when he is
I'm
hungry.
telling you, it's
That's
probably
all
always
it
a
is.
meal ready for him. He probably in his whole life, he probably ain't never been hungry before. It probably just been okay. It's time to eat dinner. It's time for lunch. It's time for snacks.
But what you think about this? People was just saying when Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, dropped a WAP or whatever, celebrities wasn't role models. Now it's like, okay, NBA, y'all keep standing out.
Right.
What people got to pick and choose. Is LeBron your role model? Is LeBron a role model? And Cardi B and them, now you can pick and choose when you want to say if the celebrities are role models
That's
or
a fact.
not.
They don't want to talk about that though, because if we in the same vein, if LeBron is a role model, how can we turn the page and see the WAP video
And say they not.
and say that these women ain't role models affecting us too? How can they say that?
I don't have a clue. But now you see the people marching like, yeah, LeBron keep and all the NBA now
Yeah.
because Kaepernick did it and he was a role model, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. People seem to be confused. You know what I'm saying?
People sloppy, man. People pick and choose how they want to do it, man.
Right.
It's like I was having a conversation like.
Mhm.
People, why somebody was like, why you be on your podcast? We like it, but you be kind of hard on the females sometimes, right?
Okay.
And I'm saying, man, I don't got no problem. My thing is, if you a prostitute, say you a prostitute. Understand you a prostitute.
That's all it is.
If you a prostitute and you know you a prostitute and you say that, hey, it's all good. But when you a prostitute, you doing everything that qualifies you to be a prostitute, and then you say you a strong woman,
Yeah.
or you say you a bad bitch, or you say you a queen.
Yeah.
When you start mixing those words into it, that's when I have a problem. When
Right.
we start finding power in that, and then we can't decipher like what is what. That's what I got a problem with. But if you a prostitute, and if it's pay me to, have sex with me and all that, and that's what it is, and you say, hey, I acknowledge that I'm a prostitute.
I can respect
It's all
that.
good. I
It's a
respect
total.
that.